Hello there, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we will discuss about empathic illness. I created the term empathic illness to describe ailments in which a person displays symptoms that are not their own. These symptoms feel like they are yours, but they are not. A perplexing predicament. Yes, you can catch this from other people. For instance, Wendy, one of my friends, felt the shortness of breath her asthmatic sister experienced it in her own body, despite the fact that she herself didn't have the condition. The hand of a different friend, Josh, pulled hard in sympathy with his wife's arthritis flare-ups because he was so emotionally attached to her. Some illnesses are completely empathic. However, most of the time, an empath's pre-existing symptoms will be exacerbated by picking up other people's disease. Empathic illness can be so severe that a person becomes permanently ill, is confined to their home, and becomes paralyzed by social anxiety because they are overwhelmed by the numerous spoken and nonverbal cues people give off in groups, and because they are sensitive to rejection, empaths are more likely to experience social anxiety. These people experience so much stress from the outside world that it renders them unable to function. Again, most doctors lack the context to understand what is happening with empaths or how to alleviate their suffering because conventional medicine doesn't accept the existence of the body's subtle energy system. Adrenal fatigue, autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's thyroiditis and inflammatory bowel disease, agoraphobia or the fear of going outside, some phobias such as those of crowds, driving or big sporting events, chronic depressions, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, pain, panic attacks, and social anxiety are common empathic-related illness that many of my friends present with. Over 20 years ago, when I first began treating empaths, being an empath, I had only recently learned how to manage. However, when I carefully examined their histories, I discovered that the majority of these friends were in close proximity to a family member or coworker who was experiencing distress and were unknowingly observing that person's feelings and symptoms. Other empaths responded strongly to change in the natural world. Some empaths may be related to this. One of an empath. Back pain got worse during thunderstorms. A few individuals reported having seasonal affective disorder or SAD, a form of depression that manifests itself during the winter when the days are shorter and darker. On a full moon, many empaths also experienced increased agitation and anxiety while feeling calm on a new moon. Empaths must be proactive about their health. The first step in increasing your energy level is to determine whether you are a physical empath, an emotional empath, or even both. You can build endurance and safeguard yourself from becoming depleted by understanding how your sensitivities work. Physical empaths experience the symptoms of other people in their own bodies. An empath's stomach might start hurting. For instance, when a friend complains of having a stomachache, or perhaps a coworker suffers from a migraine, and an empath's head began to ache as well. A physical empath's ability to take in other people's feelings of well-being is a benefit. One of an empath that even though her empathic partner attends a different yoga class from hers, he experiences the same relaxation in his body. Emotional empath mainly pick up on other people's emotions, so he benefits from her yoga practice as well. They may watch a comedy while sitting next to someone who is depressed and feel depressed after leaving the theater. Throughout the film, the empath's energy field and the other person's energy field overlap. An empath will be more affected by a person's emotions and physical symptoms the closer they are to that person. The issue is that emotional empaths frequently are unable to distinguish between their own emotions and those of other people. Without realizing it or knowing how to regain their composure, they might be upset by others' emotions. There is an empath once who said, "It takes me a full day to recover from being around someone who is so negative or angry." However, there are remedies. For a different empath, she is realizing that she had been absorbing her mother's anxiety signs since she was a young child was a major discovery moment. Empaths have big hearts and frequently unconsciously adopt the emotions of those who are close to them. She could learn to set boundaries once she was aware of this dynamic, though I ask, she can picture severing the energetic link between her anxiety and that of her mother. This enables her to uphold a sound boundary while still acting as a loving daughter of her mother. When trained, both emotional and physical empaths make competent medical intuitives. By intuitively recognizing the symptoms of other people, they are able to diagnose illness in others. They must, however, learn how to release what they gather in order to safeguard their own health. All empaths want to live more comfortable lives and learn how to stop absorbing negative energy. Despite our natural desire to ease another person's suffering, this is unhealthy for us. I have discovered how to be present for my family and workshop for my family and friends without taking on their suffering. I must anchor and safeguard myself because I frequently deliver talk in front of large audience. Since I'm not overstimulated, I can continue to teach what I love without getting too tired. So, which type of empath you are? Physical or emotional, or both? This should be known in order to maintain your good health. You may even be both. You can take deliberate action towards self-care if you have a better understanding of the type of empath you are. To find out what kind of empath you are, you can take several tests such as self-assessment. Do you a physical or emotional empath? You can ask yourself to such questions such as, have I ever sat next to someone in pain and started to feel pain? Have you physically tired of the crowd? Have you been labeled a hypochondriac, but you know your system is not real? Have you reacted to other people's stress by creating physical symptoms in your body? Have some people energize you and others drain you? Do you often go to doctors without getting help? Do you chronically tired, or do you have mysterious and unexplained illness? The question like that